What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next we have got a huge unboxing here. This is a 25 book CGC submission. Take too long to go through all of these in one video, so we're going to break this up into a few different videos. I'm going to do 11 in this one. At the end of this video, we're going to go over the values too, so stick around for the end if you want to see the values of the books as well. I have not checked the grades, so we're going to find out what I got on these together. Let's hope we did all right. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. So I actually also have one other box here that I got back from CGC that I'm going to open as part of this. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do 10 books from the this 25 book submission. This is a single book. This is from the walkthrough tier, or the what's called the unlimited tier now. This is a keeper book for me. Really excited about this one. I'm going to save this one till the end though. Now, if you haven't watched one of these CGC unboxing videos before, what I do is I open up the box. I do not check the grade. I didn't check the grades beforehand. The one thing I did check was if they were universal or restoration, that kind of thing. There is one book in here that ended up being restored. I don't know if I'm going to get it in this video or not, but I also have, kind of down on this sheet of paper here, I have my grade estimates that I had for these books. If you watched my original submission video, I talked about those estimates in those as well. So what I'll do is I'll get out the book, I'll bring it down from the top. I won't show the grade at the top, talk about the book a little bit, say what my estimate was, and we'll see how I did. Now, the other thing that I'm planning to do after I've gone through all of these in the the multiple videos, I have this 25 book submission, but then there's also an 8 book submission that's coming back as well. They went together, but you can only get 25 shipped back at a time. So they just finished grading the other 8. Should be in the mail right now. Should hopefully be getting those soon. Well, I'm always wanting to see kind of like where my grading is, and at least kind of like on average across a large number of books. So this total comic submission was 36 books. That included the unlimited value book, the 2 high value that I already did in a prior video, and then these 33 vintage tier books. So we'll see kind of like where my grading is at across the board when you average it out over multiple books. Let's cut into this. Let's start checking out these books and see how we did. So I'm never gonna look down at the box. I'm gonna try not to see anything. And the one thing that always makes me a little bit nervous with these 25 book submissions is I've had a few times where I get cases that have some cracks in them, and it kind of seems like the 25 book submissions, the books total just weighs so much that they seem to receive a little bit more damage. And so I've had some where I don't get any cracks. I'm hoping I don't have any cracks in these, but let's find out how we did. I'm gonna pull up this first book here and we'll start getting into these. So we've got the first book. Hopefully we start off good here. Okay, so this is a cool one. So this is Comedy Comics number 8. Now this, you can see this little stamp over here. It says Marvel Comics. This is from when it's timely. It's like the timely era of Marvel. But they have these cool little Marvel stamps on there, so it's kind of like Marvel / timely. And this is like, you'd call it like a good girl art / romance type title. And the cool thing about this one is that I thought that this one might get top of census. Now, I believe there are only 2 on census or something like that. There's not very many, but the highest graded copy that's on census is a 5.0. That 5.0 sold for $840. So I was hoping that I would, maybe be able to get at least a 5.0 on this one. So let's see. I bought this one off of eBay. I had this one as a 5.0, so that was what I had on it. There was some damage up in this corner here that I was hitting it for. Let's see how we did. Oh, man. That's definitely top of census. Oh no. I'm gonna have to send this one back. This is why I want to open these right away, because if there's something wrong, you have to do the mechanical right away, and you can see it's got this, like the hologram is like completely scratched off. So I don't even know how that happens. So hopefully Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't even matter if the case is scratched or cracked or not, but I mean, gosh, that stinks. So, okay, well, I mean, so it's a good start for the grade, bad start for quality control on this slab here, but 6.5, off-white to white pages. Like I said, the highest graded copy on Census before this was a 5.0. So now highest grade copy is a 6.5. It is a very nice copy. The thing I hit it for was this corner up here. There was a little paper loss, and so I wasn't sure how bad they were going to hit me for it, and not bad at all. So 6.5, very, very happy with that. And so you can see just kind of like a cool, fun, good girl art type cover. But yeah, very nice copy. Off-white to white pages, 1949. You can see that Marvel Comics stamp. So grade starts off good, but this is why I open them right away, because they have a time limit on when you can do a return for a mechanical. Where a mechanical is when there's some type of issue with the case or whatever. And so yeah, I'm gonna have to 1 out of 1. I got to send back already. So all right, let's see what the next one is. All right, what is this? Oh, this is Defenders #1. So I bought this off of an Instagram live sale. I was pretty frustrated with this one. That's part of why I sent it in, because this book was sold as a 9294. I had it as an 80. So, I mean, maybe maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a 9294, but let's see how we did. Yeah, 80. Okay, so I mean, still cool book, 80. I mean, it's still the price was right on the book. It's not a huge deal. It was just frustrating because the book was sold as a a very high grade, like a near mint type copy, and it really wasn't that. But yeah, 80 still, got the grade that I thought it would get. I mean, it's one of those things where you kind of like hope you're wrong in those cases, but yeah, it's too bad. All right, so next one here, #3. So what is this? Oh, okay. So this is Dynamic Comics #18. This is a Gus Rika cover. Gus Rika is of the Punch Comics fame of Punch Comics 12. Also did Dynamic Comics #8, which is the super expensive book from the Dynamic Comics run. But this is Dynamic Comics #18. I picked this one up off of, I think, Heritage. And I had this one as a 3.0. Let's see how we did. All right, got a 3.5. Nice. And I also want to say, when I am grading these, I'm grading them before I've seen them pressed or cleaned. And so all these books were sent off to the comic book presser. It's a presser that I use for my books. So all these books were pressed and cleaned by the comic book presser before being sent off to CGC. And so I'm always trying to estimate what I think the book is going to be after pressing. So what things might come out, all that kind of thing. So, that plays a part in it too, but kind of a cool, weird cover. I mean, I don't know why this guy has like a plane head. It's just kind of a weird cover, but I mean, it's early, 1946, and Gus Rika is just he's got some big covers to his name, and there's a couple big ones in the Dynamic Comics run, but this is a cool one to go get graded. So 3.5, happy with that. That is #3. So let's see, is there anything wrong with that? I didn't notice. Yeah, this one too. Like, that one's missing part of the hologram. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see, is this one missing it? This one isn't. This one's fine. So those first two, though, like missing part of the hologram on there. I don't know. It's frustrating. Let's check and see anything else. That one's less obvious. That one's not as big of a deal to me. That other one, though, it just doesn't look good. And especially for the book that's, it's top of Census, so I don't want to have, something looking bad on the top there. So, all right, let's see what #4 is here. So #4. Okay, okay, so this is Fantastic Four #84, I believe. These are just in random order. They're not in order, in like the order that I put them in the in the order form. But it's Fantastic Four #84. Really cool Doom cover. And this was a high grade copy. I had this one as a 9.0 to a 9.2. yeah, I had this one as a 9.0 to a 9.2. Let's see what we did. Right, 9.4. Off-white to white pages, 9.4. So yeah, let's take a close look at this one. So yeah, there were a few spine ticks, and so that's one of those things I always want to talk about. It's like I feel like there are definitely people out there that I come across that think you cannot have spine ticks in the 9s. You know, it's like I see things where it's like, oh, there's spine ticks, that's an 8.0 or something, and that is not how it works. Like, spine ticks are basically minus 0.1. And so usually the way you look at a 9.8 or one of these books is you start counting down from 10. And usually your first 2 markdowns for the 9.8 are like bindery issues potentially at the top and the bottom. And so that's kind of where you usually get like your starting point at the 9.8. Then you go along the spine, you know, usually, and a high grade copy, because that's going to be the main thing. And you're just counting spine ticks, and it's like 1, 2, let's see where the other ones might be. There's a third one, 3, and then maybe like, you know, maybe like a little bit of like a soft corner or something like that, 4. And so you get down to a 9.4. So yeah, this book cleaned up really nice, impressing. I mean, yeah, just looks really, really sharp. So that's pretty cool. I mean, this is what, 1969, so Silver Age, late Silver Age, but Silver Age, near mint, 9.4. Really cool Doom cover. So that's awesome. So yeah, very happy with that. So yeah, I had that one as a 9 to a 9.2, got a 9.4 out of it. All right. What is next? There you go. All right, what is this? Don't know what this is yet. Oh, this is the one that has the restoration on it. This is Adventures into Terror 43. I don't know what the restoration is, because you can check the CGC books in different stages, and there's one of the stages you can check where it's like quality control, something else, and in that stage you can see whether it's universal or if it's restored, but you can't see what type of restoration. So I know it's a B1, so it's not amateur, but it's in between amateur and professional, and there's not very much of it, so small amount. And so I don't know what it is, but I had this one as a 4.5 to a 5, but it's going to have a purple label. All right, so we got the 5.0, so it's a slight B1. It's cover cleaned. Yeah, I don't even know how to determine if something is a cover cleaned. So, like, I mean, like color touch and trimming and glue and those kinds of things, I know how to detect those. I'm not sure what to even look for with cover cleaning and like a B1 cover cleaning. So, I mean, that's something I'm going to have to eventually look into to see if I can maybe figure out how to identify that, because it's not something you can undo, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping maybe it was like a small amount of color touch or something, and because B1 you can remove without having to like cut out pieces, but cover cleaning you can't do anything about. So, I mean, on the plus side, it means I don't have to send it back in and spend more money. On the downside, I can't get it out of this purple label. So I'm stuck with the purple label, but still, this is, I mean, it's a cool cover, presents really well, you know, 5.0. You can see it says number 43 and 1, because it's actually the first issue. This is from Timely. It's in that period around where they're like Atlas / Timely. It's where it's transferring into Atlas, so 1950. But just a book that I had never really seen before. I had just never seen this book pop up for sale before. I picked it up off eBay, and yeah, unfortunately, cover cleaned. So that kind of sucks, but can't do anything about it. It is what it is now. We'll just have to, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at how that's going to be priced out. So we'll see how that one works out. But all right, so that is 5. So now we're moving on to number 6. So which one is this? Okay, this is Action Comics number 255. Now this one is, I picked this one up off of Instagram from the Fantast collection sales that were being hosted by One True Nerd King and Rage Theo. And so I personally, I'm not a big fan of the Fantast labels, so I didn't try to get any of the labels or anything like that. I don't really like custom labels in the first place, and that one just doesn't really do anything for me. So this should have a normal blue label. I didn't request a Fantast label or anything like that. But this is the first appearance of, I think it's like Bizarro Lois Lane. So you can see you've got Lois Lane, or Bizarro Lois Lane and Lois Lane on the cover, and then Superman and Bizarro on the cover. So I had this one as a 7 to a 7.5. Really nice copy for, you know, Silver Age Action Comics. All right, 8.0 in white pages. Awesome. So 8.0, white pages. You can see up there, first Bizarro Lois Lane. And yeah, just an 8.0 from 1959, white pages from 1959. Really nice copy of this book. So yep, very happy with that. There's the back cover. So cool. All right, that's awesome. Because I know an 8.0, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a pretty big book. So we'll see how that one prices out too. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. With that hologram. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with those first couple of holograms in there. It's frustrating because I hate having to do those mechanicals and resubmissions. It takes like a month and a half for them to get them recased and sent back. They pay for it, you know, so at least CGC is good about that. They pay for it, they take care of all that, but still it's a hassle to deal with. But I don't think I've seen any cracks yet. Yeah, usually you can kind of like see them in the light when there's a crack, and I don't think I see anything like that. So let's see, what is the next one? Okay, so there were 2 of these. So this is Batman number 241, also picked up from the Fantastic collection. I have 2 of these, and I have a Batman 245. I don't know which ones will be in this video or not. So one of the Batman 241s I had as an 8.0. One I had as an 8.0 to an 8.5. I love this cover. This is a Neil Adams and Bernie Wrightson cover. I think this is one of the best Batman depictions on a cover. I think it is just incredible. So let's see how we did. All right, 9.0 and white pages. So 9.0 white pages, and you can see over here, Neil Adams and Bernie Wrightson cover. So I'm gonna guess maybe this is the 8.0 to the 8.5 copy, and so we'll see how the other one does if if it's in this video or not. This is probably the 8.0 to the 8.5 copy. And yeah, just a really, really nice copy of that. That is great. 9.0 is a really beautiful copy of this book. So very happy with that. There's the back cover. Yeah, 9.0 white pages. And yeah, I think this is one of the best Batman covers that's out there. Incredible. Let's see. Hologram looks good. Case looks good. All right, so we're good there. So let's see if we get another Batman 241 or maybe 245. Let's see, get those bags out of the way. All right, what one is this? All right, so we get it out of the way right away. So the other Batman 241. So I'm gonna guess this is the one I had as an 8.0. Don't need to talk about this one again. All right, 8.0 and white pages again. So yeah, it's another really cool cover. Both of these I picked up from that Fantastic collection. I think these were the 2 copies they had, and I bought both of them. So I just think this is such a cool cover, and felt like it was fun one to pick up. So Batman 241, an 8.0 and a 9.0. It's awesome. All right. Oh yeah, and I don't see anything that looks like a crack or anything. All right, so we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because once I get to 10, I need to open that other box. This one feels thicker. I don't know what this would be. Oh, okay. All right, so this is Archie's Pals and Gals #1. I like #1s. I don't remember exactly where I got this one. Might have been like an Instagram sale, or I think like a store that also has an Instagram presence, something like that. That might have been where I got this one. But I like #1s. I've talked about Archie before. I've never been like a big Archie collector, but I seem to pick up a lot of Archie books. There's just something I like. I like picking up these books. I think they're fun, and they have a really long history. Now this one was a little tricky because you can see along the edge here, it had this like tape residue or something like that, or color lift. And so I wasn't really sure exactly how that would hit it, but otherwise a very solid copy of this book. I had this one as a 4.5. We got a 5.0. Nice. So yeah, Archie's Pals and Gals, #1, 5/0, off-white to white pages. You can see, like, I mean, general, like a very solid copy of this book. This is a thick book. That's why I said this one, I could feel it the instant I grabbed this case. Like, this is a really thick case. You can see, you know, really thick spine. Spine's nice. And the main flaws are really like this, you know, up in this corner over here, you've got some creasing, and then that color lift along the spine. When I got it, I feel like it looked like somebody had maybe had a piece of tape over it to try to, like, keep it safe, or, you know, keep it from splitting or something like that. I don't know if that's the case or not. That's just what it looked like to me. But yeah, cool Archie cover, really bright colors on this one. Great looking copy, 5/0. I mean, for 1952, 53, 5/0 is a solid grade, and no real splitting on that, which is nice. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so one more, and then I will go for the unlimited value book. All right, what's this one? Oh, okay. All right, so this is the Batman #245. Another great Neil Adams cover. This is also from that Fantastic collection. I had this one as an 8/0 to an 8/5. I mean, cool. These Neil Adams covers, like even the non-keys, the Neil Adams covers from this era are pretty great. And I just think this one looks really sharp. I like that solid background, looks nice. So like I said, I had this one as an 8/0 to an 8/5. Right, 9 again. Nice. Let's see. Hologram looks good. And so, yeah, this one was really clean. The main thing, there was an issue down in this bottom corner. And so that was, I mean, just looking at this book, like you can see how nice this book is. You just have this one little ding down in this corner and knocks it down to a 9/0. But I mean, otherwise, I mean, look at this thing. Just incredible. I mean, really, really nice book. Here's the back. Yeah, 9/0, white pages. Yeah, Neil Adams cover. I just think this is such a cool cover. Just a really cool depiction again of Batman. And yeah, I mean, really the only like really notable flaw is that corner down there. And there's like one spine tick. I mean, like one spine tick right down here, and then that tiny little like color break down in the corner there. But wow, nice, really nice looking book. So I think that's 10 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is 10. So now you're gonna move over to this one. So if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of this book, or this box, not the book, box recently. I had, you know, like PL17 written on the box there. So I think I showed this one in a unboxing. If I didn't show it, no, actually I don't think I showed this in unboxing, but I did show it in my my submission video. And so if you're not familiar, this is what PL17 stands for, is Phantom Lady 17. So this is by far the biggest book in the Phantom Lady run. If you're not familiar with the Phantom Lady run, it's basically like Matt Baker and Jack Kamen good girl art type run. Let's make sure okay, so there's, I don't have any of the paper there. So I did check. I know this one's universal. Again, I don't know the grade, just like the other ones. I had this one as a 2 to a 2.5. There is a lot of pen on this book, but it is Phantom Lady 17. I have wanted to get a copy of this book for years. This was my opportunity to pick one up. I'm very happy with it, and it is still a very expensive book. This is a 5-figure book all day, as long as it's in my range of 2 to a 2.5. So let's check out this book. So there we go. So here we go. We've got Phantom Lady, number 17, and structurally a very nice book. I mean, it had a spine roll. I had the spine roll fixed. Looks really nice now, like really square. You can see like a kid, like I call it, like somebody said to call it like the tattoo variant, you know. So it's like she's got a tattoo on her leg. There's some pen on the cover, some pen on her face and that kind of thing. But overall, really bright colors on this copy, and just, like I said, a structurally sound copy. There's even more pen on the back cover, like the kids like wrote their names and that kind of stuff. But back cover I don't care about. So main thing is that this is Phantom Lady 17, one of the Matt Baker books. Like when you're talking about Matt Baker, the two biggest, probably most expensive books that you could get from Matt Baker are this is number 1. Number 2 is probably 7 Seas. Number 4, 3 might be like Cinderella Love 25. Not sure where number 3 might fall. But this is the book that a 9/6 Promise Collection copy sold for $456,000. At least right now, I think it holds the record as like because I don't really call it a superhero book, even though she's kind of a hero. I classify this as a good girl art book. So for non-superheroes, I think this holds the record currently. Now, if a high-grade suspense comics number 3 came up for sale, that would that would take the record. But right now, this book in a 9/6 holds that record. Like I said, this one has a 2 to a 2.5. I'll be happy with either of those. Be disappointed if it's below that. All right, 2.5. I'm happy. The upper end of my range, and you can see Matt Baker cover and art. Classic bondage cover used in Sodi or Seduction of the Innocent, which was what was then basically used to drive the Comics Code Authority, which ended up putting, so like here's a more modern book, these little things on the comic covers. So Comics Code Authority came after these books because of stuff like this on the cover. But yeah, Phantom Lady number 17. Let's make sure. All right, hologram looks good. As like I said, this is a keeper book for me. It's the type of book I will definitely like eventually probably try to upgrade or whatever, but I don't really care right now. But yeah, there's pen on the cover. There's all that kind of stuff. She's got the little drawing on her leg. On the back cover, you can see all the names. So we've got, I don't know like who these kids were, but they definitely wrote their names on it. They filled in a little bit down here. I can't even spell, or I can't even tell what that. Right, I think it says fish face, so I think his name was Fish Face. But yeah, so there's pen on the back. I don't really care about the pen on the back, but yeah, structurally a very solid copy of this book, and the colors are really nice. So I am very happy with this at a 2.5. So now what I'm gonna have to do is, it's gonna be instant for you. It's gonna be, I don't know, a little while for me. I'm going to go look up values for these books, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about values for each one of these.
2,000 years later.
All right, so we are back. I have looked up the values on these books, or what I approximate those values as. And so let's just start with these. So first one here, we've got Batman number 245 in a 9.0. I have this one as approximately $250 for Batman 245 and a 9.0. Then we have Archie's Pals and Gals number 1 and a 5.0. And this one I have as approximately $350 for Archie's Pals and Gals number 1 and a 5.0. All right, then we've got Batman number 241 and an 8.0 with white pages. And I have this one at $300. So Batman 241, 8.0, white pages, $300. Then Batman 241, 9.0, white pages. This one I have at $475 for that. Man, that is such an incredible cover. That is awesome. I really like that book. That's a cool one. All right, now this is definitely a little bit bigger of a book. Action Comics number 255. This one I have at $650. There actually have been some higher sales than that too, but I think $650 is a pretty reasonable ask on this book. 8.0, white pages, 1959. It's awesome. Yes, very happy with that one. That is a nice book. All right, now the restored book. This is always a little bit more difficult. So this one for a restored B1 cover cleaned 5.0 I have it as $350. I might try to ask a little bit more than that. I don't know, but I have this one at $350 for this. It's a pretty pricey book in these types of grades. So I think I approximately cut it in half. That's around what I did. What I thought it would be in a 5.0 if it was unrestored, and then this is the restored price. So unfortunate, but still, it's still a pretty uncommon book and still a pretty cool book. All right, now high grade Fantastic Four, number 84, 9.4. I have this one at $375. So still a pretty pricey book. But I mean, it's one of those things where you'd think maybe like a 9.4 would cost a little more, but I mean, it's late Silver Age. It's not really like a key. It's just a cool Doom, cool Doom cover. So this one at $375. Then now the next one, this one's tricky because I know what the last sales are, and I would never sell this book for that. I know, like, I think it was this grade and it was like a brittle page copy and it was on Heritage. Brittle page copies always do terrible on Heritage, and so I am ignoring that. So I don't care, because it's one of those books where you go, it's like, yeah, go find another one. So it's Dynamic Comics number 18 and a 3.5 off white to white pages, and I have this one at $900. Because there have been some very high sales and a couple sold, and there were a couple lower sales, and I think 900 is still a pretty reasonable ask for this one. It's Gus Rica cover, 1946. And, that's one of the things with the Golden Age, especially last sale doesn't necessarily mean that's the price. My opinion, at least. All right, now next one, and man, I might send this one back to get this. It's just gonna bug me, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I will or not. It's not a lot of it that's missing. That other one, though, is pretty bad. But Defenders number 1 in an 8.0. This one, just $150. It's not an expensive book or anything like that. Still frustrated that it was sold as a 9294. But is what it is. I not knew, but I was pretty sure it was going to be an 8.0, which is why I graded it as an 8.0. I still felt it was worthwhile to send in. I thought that was the best way to maximize the value in this book. So that is why I still sent it in. All right, now this one is tricky. Now, granted, I'm going to have to, I will be sending this one back in to get recased because of that. There's no way I'm going to leave that like that. It detracts from the book. So this is Comedy Comics number 8, 6.5, top of census. So not really sure how to price this one. So I have this one priced at $1,000, but in my little spreadsheet, I put it as a bold because I think it could maybe go higher. And because the 5.0 sold 4 years ago, which was the top of census, for $840. And so, a 6.5, the new top of census, does that mean it's also $840? Is that just the price for the top of census? It's 4 years later. I don't know. So I've got it at approximately $1,000 for this book. Just, yeah. I only have a couple top of census books, and this is a cool one. It's always cool to have that. Just knowing that you have, at least for the time being, the highest graded copy. And then the last book here. Phantom Lady number 17. And even though I'm going to value it at this, like I said, it's a keeper book. Anything can be for sale, but I still don't think I would sell it at this. So even if somebody said I would give you this amount of money for it, I wouldn't sell it. So I would value this one at somewhere between $12,500 and $13,000. This is a very expensive book. I think a 1.0 sold for like $8,400. So, it's pricey. It is, like I said, it's like the Matt Baker book or one of the Matt Baker books. And I am very happy to have it, on my keeper list. And yeah, even though I'm valuing it at that, even if somebody came to me with that number, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't sell it to them. So $12,500 to $13,000 for a 2.5 Phantom Lady 17. So that's the first 11 books. I'm gonna, I'll film some more videos following this with the next set of books, and then I've got to wait for that other 8-book submission to get here to film the final video. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, saw some cool books. If you'd like to see more like this, if you'd like to see the rest of the books that are in the submission, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I've got more videos over here. If you'd like to watch some of my other videos, the subscription button is right here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.